Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a yoga sequence with lots of core work. So you're going to be a little bit sore tomorrow from doing all these moves, but for those who are looking to really strengthen their core, to be able to do more advanced moves in yoga, this will be perfect, or just for those who are looking to tone up their stomach, this will be perfect for you. So to get started, just come to your hands and your knees. We're going to do a couple cat-cow poses just to warm up the spine and the core. So exhaling, you're lifting your head up and arching the back. And then inhaling, rounding through the spine. And just doing a couple rounds of these. Just connecting the breath with the movement. And then coming back to a neutral spine, lift your right arm up. And then lift your left leg back, flexing your foot. And then bringing your right arm out to the side and your left foot out to the side. Really engaging your core to keep you balanced here. And bring your arm and your leg back. And then slowly bring your knee and your elbow together and then back out. Knee and elbow together and back out. One more time, knee and elbow together and back out. And lower your hand and your foot down. Then lift your left arm up, your right foot back, flexing the toes. Finding a spot to focus on to help you balance. Taking your left arm out to the side, your right foot out to the side. Continuing to breathe. And bringing back to center. And taking your elbow to your knee and back out. Elbow to knee and extend. Last time, elbow to knee and extend. And release your hands and your foot back down to the ground. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips high into the ceiling. And just take a couple moments to kind of pedal your feet out. Take a bend in your knees. Push your hips up to the sky. And then slowly begin to straighten your legs and lower your heels down as far as you can go. Pressing your palms into the mat. And relaxing your shoulders away from your ears so you don't want them to be covering your ears. And your gaze can be back at your feet. And lift your hands and walk them to the middle of the mat. And bring your feet to meet. And just hang here for a second. Just moving your knees back and forth. Relax the back of your head. We're just kind of stretching the muscles right now, just doing some static stretching. And bend the knees. Maybe roll onto the sides of your feet. And you'll get a stretch up here in the peroneal muscles in the side of your calf. And then slowly begin to roll all the way up to mountain pose. Inhaling your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhaling your hands to heart center. Inhaling your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step your feet back. And walk your hands forward into plank. And slowly begin to shift your wrists over your wrists. Lower down halfway. Pulling your triceps into the sides of your ribs. And inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And Bend your knees, come to your tippy toes, and just take a couple hops up to the top of your mat and fold forward. Grab both of your elbows. I'm just going to swing back and forth. And you can keep your knees bent here too if you need to. Release your elbows and slowly begin to rise up. Inhaling your hands to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, plant your hands down to the mat and step your feet back into plank. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. Lower down halfway, hugging those triceps in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And coming back to your breath. And one more time, looking to your hands, coming to your tippy toes, bending your knees, and taking hops up to the top of your mat. And inhale, coming up to chair pose. So slightly tucking your tailbone under, pulling your shins back, and opening up the front of your chest. If you have pretty tight shoulders, you can also just bring your hands to your heart center. Or you can bring your arms out to a T. Still getting an arm workout here. Really pulling your core in, so feeling that belly button pull to the back of your spine. And sit a little bit lower. And a little bit lower. And just a little lower. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up to flat back. Exhale, plant your hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. And flow through to downward facing dog. And kick your right leg up to the sky. And stack your hips on top of each other. So open them up, bend the right leg. And just kind of roll the hip around here. And then slowly begin to bring the right foot behind you to flip your dog, lifting your right arm up to the sky. And then come back, bringing your right leg back up. And exhale, take your right knee to your left elbow, sliding it down to your left wrist, and then back up to your left elbow, sliding down and back up. One more time, right knee down to your left elbow, and then back up. And then inhale your right leg back up to the sky. And we're going to go on the other side. So take your right knee to your right elbow, lower down to your right wrist, and back up to your right elbow. Going down and up. One more time, down and up. And inhale your right leg back up to the sky. And exhale your knee to your nose. And place your right foot down in between your hands. And inhale up to Crescent Lunge. Relaxing your shoulders. Right knee tracking over your right ankle. And exhale, plant your hands down to frame your right foot. Step your right foot back into plank and flow through to downward facing dog. Kick your left leg up to the sky. Open up the hips. to your wrist. Elbow, wrist. And back up to your elbow. And inhale your left leg back up to the sky. And then exhale your left knee to your left elbow, sliding down to your left wrist, and back up to the elbow, to the wrist, and the elbow. One more time, wrist, elbow, and inhale the left leg back up, and exhale the knee to the nose, and plant the foot in between the hands. Inhale, up to Crescent Lunge. You can take a couple moments to make a few adjustments. So left knee tracking over the left ankle. Relax the shoulders. Your shoulder blades are coming down your back. And your back leg is tight and straight. So you're really flexing the quad here. And exhale, frame your front foot. Take your left foot back into plank and flow through to downward facing dog. And take a couple moments here to catch your breath. If at any time you need to come down to a resting pose, you can come to child's pose where you come to your knees and bring your arms out in front of you, or your knees can come out to the mat or to both sides of your mat, and then you can sit back on your heels. And if you're in child's pose, just make your way back to downward facing dog. And kick your right leg up to the sky. And place your foot in between your hands. Inhale up to Crescent Lunge. And exhale, opening up to Warrior Two. So making sure that right knee is in line with your right ankle. And you're really pushing back through your back foot. Hips are open. And exhale, bring your right forearm to the inside of your right thigh, lifting your left arm up to the sky for a side angle. And then slowly bringing your left arm to cover your left ear. And gaze can be up at the sky, or it can be down at the ground. And lift your left arm back up, coming back into Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg, and slowly begin to lean forward. And exhale, take your hand to your shin, left arm up to the sky for triangle pose. And your hand can be on your shin, or it can just be hanging out here. Or you can reach it down to the ground. Just depends on how open you are and the side of your body right here. And take your left arm over your ear for more of a side stretch. And slowly make your way back up to Warrior Two. And take a couple of breaths here. And then slowly take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Left arm up to the sky, coming into side angle just for a second. And then slowly step your right foot back to meet your left foot. So you can come to a side plank where your feet are stacked on top of each other, or one could be in front of the other, or you can bring your knee down for more modified. And gaze is at your top hand. all the way up to Crescent Lunge. And exhale, opening up to Warrior Two. So relax your shoulders here. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Your left heel should be in line with the arch of your right foot. Left knee tracking over that left ankle. And then slowly bringing your left forearm to the inside of your left thigh, right arm up to the sky. And then slowly lowering your right arm to your ear for a side stretch in your side angle. And slowly come back up to Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg and begin to lean forward. And then exhale, take your left hand down, right arm up, into triangle pose or Tadasana. You can use your hand on the inside of your calf or down to the ground for support. If you want to work your abdominals a little bit more, just leave your hand hanging here. You'll really be working your core. Take your right arm down to your ear. And then slowly make your way back to Warrior Two. Taking a couple breaths here. And then slowly lowering the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Opening up to a side angle, and then stepping your left foot back to meet your right foot. Coming into a side plank. Lifting the hips up higher. Maybe lifting that top foot up off the ground. Challenge the glutes a little. Or maybe taking the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Continuing to push the hips up. And lower the right hand down, coming into plank. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a couple breaths here. And look to your hands, bend your knees, and hop your way up to the middle of the mat and come to a seated position. So you're in the middle of your mat. You're going to bend your knees, bringing your feet down to the ground. And we're going to come into boat pose. So sit back a little bit on your sits bones. You want to make sure that your back is completely straight. You don't want to be rounding out through your back when you're doing this. So keeping your back straight and keeping the front of your body very open. So really opening up through your chest. And lift your feet up off the ground. You have an option of keeping your legs bent or having them straight. And keep your arms up. And lower down so that your feet are a couple inches off the ground. And inhale back up. Squeezing your quads. Lower down. And inhale back up. Pretend there's a block in between your thighs right here. So you're squeezing everything in. Exhale, lower down. And inhale back up. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale down, back up. 2 more. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, last one. Inhale up, holding it here. Almost there. And release. Bring your feet down to the ground and lower down onto your back. And scoot your feet in closer and opening up your hips. Coming into a reclined butterfly. And just take a couple moments to come back to your breath. Slow it down a little bit. And then begin to bring your knees back together. We're going to go into bridge pose. So all of that ab work, we're going to counteract that by opening up and stretching the front of our body. So bring your feet about hip width apart. And your heels should be about a foot away from your butt. And then slowly begin to bring your shoulder blades close together. So you're trying to bring your shoulders underneath you. Lift your hips up and clasp your hands underneath you. And then keep bringing your shoulders underneath you. Make sure that your tailbone is slightly tucked under. And your glutes shouldn't be completely engaged. You should be using your quads and your hamstrings to push you up higher. So pushing your hips up. And relax your face here. Push your hips up a little higher. And exhale, release. So we're going to do this 2 more times. And you have the option of going back into bridge again or going to full wheel. If you're going to go into full wheel, bring your hands next to your head. And you want to make sure that your knees are pointing completely straight in front and your elbows are pointing completely back behind you. So tuck your tailbone under just a little bit and push your hips up. And then push up onto your hands, coming into wheel pose. Really thinking about opening up through the front of your body, so from your sternum to bottoms of your feet together, back into that reclined butterfly. Bringing your knees together, raise your feet all the way up to the sky so the bottoms of your feet are pointing up. We're going to go into forearm stand. So slowly begin to lift your hips up to the sky and bringing your hands to your lower back and scooching your elbows in close to each other and lifting your feet up high to the sky. And keeping your head in this neutral position. Do not move your neck at all while you're in this inversion. And slowly lower your feet down behind your head, coming into plow pose. You can bend your knees here too. And then slowly lowering the hips down to the ground, bending the knees and reaching in to your big toes or the insides of your feet or even the outsides of your feet, and opening up the legs, coming to happy baby, and just kind of move back and forth, stretching out the spine, giving it a little massage. And come back to center. Bring your knees together. Your arms out to a T. Moving your knees over to the left and taking your gaze over to the right. And then taking one last exhale, releasing any last stress that you might be holding on to. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this core workout.